Want to trade crypto with leverage, profit whether prices go up or down, and do it without KYC? If so, Weex Exchange could be the perfect platform for you. This is a complete beginner's guide to futures trading on Weex. Whether you're new to trading or just new to Weex, this tutorial will cover everything you need to know to get started, including how to create a new account and secure it, how to deposit and transfer your funds, a full walkthrough of the trading screen covering funding rates, margin modes and leverage, then how to place future trades with market and limit orders, plus how to set stop loss and take profit orders. To make it easy for you to follow along, there's a timeline in the video description, so if you're looking for a specific section, you can skip ahead at any time. Weex is quickly becoming a go-to platform for futures trading, thanks to its no KYC policy, deep liquidity, ultra-low fees, and up to 400x leverage. This makes it especially popular for traders in the UK and the US, where many exchanges have restrictions. If this is the first time that you're using Weex and you're signing up for an account, use our link in the video description and the pinned comment, and that'll get you to the sign-up page, where you'll need to enter in your email address or phone number and create a secure password. Currently, by using the link, you're going to get up to 30,000 USDT in welcome rewards, plus 20 USDT when you link your phone number and your email. And for futures trading, you can then earn even more by transferring money into your account and maintaining that as a net balance. Plus, you can get more rewards by achieving various trading volumes. These amounts can be great to get started with when you're trading, but just be aware that you do need to complete this within 30 days of registration. Then once you're either signed up or logged in, you're going to reach the main dashboard. The first thing that I'd recommend doing before you go ahead and start depositing funds into here is to set up some security, as if someone gets hold of your username and password, they're going to have complete control over the funds you deposit into here. So if we head across to our profile icon in the top right and choose security, I'd recommend setting up things such as Google Authenticator, so that you receive a one-time code for actions like logging into your account or withdrawing from it. If you're not too sure how to use this, I do have a Google Authenticator tutorial that you can follow. From the top of the screen, you'll see that we've got futures and spot. And if you're brand new to trading and you don't know the difference, I'm going to quickly explain it. With spot trading, you buy and sell crypto instantly at the current market price. When you buy Bitcoin in spot trading, you own the actual Bitcoin, and you can hold, transfer, or sell it whenever you want. With futures trading, you trade contracts that represent the price of crypto instead of owning the actual asset. This allows you to bet on whether or not you think the price is going to go up or down, and you can use leverage to increase your position size. But this obviously does come with higher risks because you can get liquidated. In other words, you could lose your trade if the market moves against you. Weex also has a demo futures trading account so that you can use this to practice and learn a few skills before you start using your own money and potentially make a mistake. Today, we're going to be concentrating on futures trading, but I do have a beginner's guide to spot trading available too, which I'm going to link below. To get started trading, we're going to need to deposit some crypto to trade with. So let's head across to deposit. To deposit your crypto, you first select the crypto you want to deposit, and I'm just going to be depositing USDT to trade with. You'll then need to select the network that you're sending your crypto on, and it's important to choose the correct one, as just by selecting the wrong network you can risk losing your crypto, and there are minimum deposit amounts to be aware of too. Next, you need to either scan the QR code with a mobile device or copy the address using the copy button, and then paste that into the wallet that you're sending from. Once your crypto has been deposited, this is going to appear under your assets overview, which you can reach from the left-hand side of the screen, and then in your spot balance. Because we're futures trading, we actually need to transfer this amount from our spot wallet into our futures wallet, and you can use the transfer button from the top of the screen to do this. Just choose the crypto that you're transferring, and USDT is already selected for me. Then choose from spot to futures and an amount, and then confirm. And these internal transfers are all free. So now that we have some USDT in our account to trade with, we can head across to futures from the top of the page. We'll start with taking a walkthrough of the screen, and for those that are already familiar with this, don't forget that we do have a timeline in the video description so you can skip this part if you wish. In the top left, we've got the pair that we're going to be trading with, which is currently Solana and USDT. If I hover or click on the drop down beside that, you'll see a list of all the different pairings that are available for trading. This is categorized by USDT and demo account that we discussed earlier, which does give you a couple of markets that you can play around with. So you can click the pair that you want to trade with, or search in the search bar to save you scrolling through. In this example, I'm going to select BTC USDT. And all the information shown on screen will then relate to this pairing. You have the current price, 24-hour change, mark price 24-hour high, low, volume, and the current funding rate, which I'll quickly explain. So the funding rate is a small fee that traders pay or receive when holding a futures position. It exists to keep the futures price close to the real spot market price. If the funding rate is positive, long traders, i.e. the buyers, pay the fee to the short traders, i.e. the sellers. And if the funding rate is negative, short traders pay the fee to the long traders. And there's a countdown to when this will change again. This is important to keep an eye on because if you hold a position for a long time, funding fees can add up. And some traders might take advantage of funding rates by opening positions where they actually get paid to hold their trade. Underneath, we then have our chart showing the asset's performance over specific periods of time, which you can change at the top of the chart. Each candlestick that we see here relates to different periods of time that you've chosen. So if it's 5 minutes, each candlestick relates to 5 minutes. And when we change to 15 minutes, each candlestick is 15 minutes. This chart is powered by TradingView, which means that you have some drawing tools and indicators from TradingView. The drawing tools are on the left-hand side of the chart, however mine are currently hidden, but you can show these again by clicking on the button here. You'll then find more options for each specific tool by clicking on the arrow to the right of each. If you use any of these regularly, you might want to add these to favourites by choosing the star icon beside them. And you'll then see a tab appear on the chart for quick access to those. You can also customise the appearance of the chart here too, by right-clicking on the chart area and then going through some settings. To the right of the chart is the order book, which shows sell orders in red at the top and buy orders in green below, and the mid price is in the middle. When someone places a market order, it's matched with the best available price from the order book, and the trade is executed immediately. Under the Market Trades tab are all the different trades in real time, and that also shows the price it's executed at, and the amount is the size of that trade. To the right, we then have our order panel, where we place market orders, which as we've just discussed match immediately from the order book, and limit orders where we define our own price. There's also trigger orders which allow you to automate your trades by setting specific conditions when an order will be executed. We're going to go through examples of market, limit and trigger orders with examples shortly. At the top of this section is the margin mode, which gives an option of cross or isolated. Isolated means that only funds allocated to a specific position are at risk. So if the market moves against you, losses are limited to the margin set for that position, protecting the rest of your account balance. Whereas with cross margin, your entire account balance is used to maintain your positions. So if one position incurs losses, it can draw from your overall balance, which helps prevent liquidation, but it also does expose more funds to potential loss. So if you do get liquidated, you lose everything. For this reason, and because we're just going through a beginner's guide today, we're just going to concentrate it on isolated. To the right is the leverage. By default, this is going to be set to 20x for long positions and 20x for short. Now 20x is quite aggressive and leverage can maximise losses or get you liquidated, which can happen very quickly, especially when the market is very volatile, as it is at the time of this recording. And the more leverage you use, the easier it is to get liquidated. To adjust the leverage, just click on the drop down, and you can manually enter in the leverage amount. I'm going to adjust this to 2x leverage, which means that if I were to put down $1,000, I can put on positions 2 times greater, i.e. $2,000. But if the price goes down by 50%, I can get liquidated, and short positions work in the exact same way. If I change my leverage to 3x now, that means that I can put on position sizes 3 times greater. But if the price goes down 33%, I can get liquidated. And just remember the risks of leverage. Let's go ahead and place a market trade now. When placing trades, the first thing that we need to do is choose our pairing from the top left of the trade screen. We're going to keep ours as BTC USDT. Then we'll just check our margin mode and leverage just to make sure they are what we need them to be, and select the market tab. Now we know that because we're trading with a market order, it's going to execute at the best available price on the order book, which is currently around $84,773. Next, we need to enter in the amount, which is currently in USDT, but you can change the currency that you want to use by clicking on the drop-down beside USDT. Let's pretend in this example that I've got 100 USDT in my account, just as a round number. And since I'm using 2x leverage, my total buying power is 200 USDT, i.e. 100 USDT times 2. So I'm going to enter that in. And I'm going to open a long buy position because I'm expecting Bitcoin to increase in price, although this is just my prediction. If you're betting for the price to go down, you'll open short, which we're going to look at in a moment. Underneath it tells me the amount and the liquidation prices, which we're going to look at a little bit closer in a moment. And at the bottom here, you'll see that my cost is 98 USDT. I'm going to go ahead now and open long, where we then receive a confirmation box. This is where we can see our liquidation price a little clearer. And this is really important as it means that if the price goes all the way down to $42,431, the position will be liquidated, and I'm going to lose all the collateral that I've put into this position. For example now, if I had my leverage at 50x instead, the liquidation price would be a lot higher at $83,105.10. And the price of Bitcoin is currently at $84,674.10. So it wouldn't have to go against me much before I lose my collateral. So I'll continue at 2x again now. Then I'll open long again and confirm my trade. As you can see, that order was successful and my position immediately opens as it's a market order. You'll find that any open positions are at the bottom of the screen under the Position tab, which provides me with all the details, including our position size, our average entry price, unrealized and realized P&L, which is the profit and loss for this trade and either does or doesn't include the fees. And we can also see our liquidation price here too. Now in terms of fees, futures trading are based on maker and taker orders. If you've got no idea what that means, I'm going to quickly explain it in simple terms. A maker order is when you place a limit order that adds liquidity to the order book. In other words, when you're setting a buy price lower or a sell price at a higher price. A taker order is when you place a market order or an existing limit order that removes liquidity from the order book by instantly matching with available orders as we've just done. With Weex right now, futures trading maker orders are at 0% and taker orders are at 0.8%. So these are still relatively low. There's then icons for TP and SL, which are take profit or stop loss, and these can help to protect you from being liquidated. A stop loss protects against losses if the Bitcoin price drops, and a take profit will lock in profits automatically for you without you having to watch the markets. In our current trade, we could limit losses by setting a stop loss at 83,500 USDT, and we then enter the amount that we'd like to take when the price hits that amount, or we can use a percentage of our portfolio. At the bottom of the screen, it then shows how much we lose when it hits that value. If you're happy, you can then confirm. Next, we'll take a look at take profit, which will lock in your profits. So you could state here if Bitcoin reaches 86,500 USDT that we want to take some profit. Again, we need to state the amount and the profit that we'll make in the scenario is shown below. I'm going to confirm this now. Over on the chart, if I just change my time period now to 4 hours, you'll find these amounts are shown as lines on our chart here. With our long order, where we opened at 84,702, plus my take profit and stop loss triggers are also on here. And these can all be closed within that chart by clicking on the X buttons, or they can also be adjusted on the chart by right-clicking on them and then dragging them up or down. Just heading back to the Position tab now, you'll see that there's a reverse option, which closes the long position and immediately opens a short position with the same amount. So you've got the option now to either close the trade manually or let your stop loss or take profit orders execute automatically. To close a position, you either enter a closing price in the field above, or if you want to close your position immediately at the best available price on the order book, click Flash Close, which is what I'm going to do now. These trigger prices can also be done when you're actually placing an order too. For example, if we place another market order in the same trading pair, i.e. BTC USDT, but this time we're going to be shorting, then we'll make sure that our margin mode and leverage are where they need to be. Again, we're going to imagine that we're using the selling power of 200 USDT because we're at 2x. And if we choose the short TP SL tick boxes at the bottom here, we're going to set a stop loss at 85,500 USDT, just to limit our losses. And we can also take profit at 83,500, and again our return rates will appear underneath. Obviously these are very little as they're close to the current price, and my trading amount is quite low, but these are just examples to show you. Then I'm going to go ahead and open my short. And we can see our liquidation price here at $126,861, and that's because we're betting for the price to go down this time. So we've got to wait until that position is liquidated from the current price. And our take profit and stop loss orders are also showing on here. We can then monitor our P&L or profit and loss in the position section at the bottom of the screen, and we can see our orders and trigger prices appearing on the chart. To close this trade, again we can wait for the market to hit our prices, or we can flash close at the market price. Although just be aware that we will be paying higher fees in this way, but it is the quickest way to get out of a trade, which works well for me during this tutorial. This order will then move to our order history, showing the close position as well as any profit that we've made from our two trades, which on the close long position was a whacking 9 cents, a -2 for my short. And obviously this is because I'm doing it all in real time and I've got fees, and I'm not trying to show you how much I'm trying to make trading, just how to place these trades. Next we're going to take a look at an example of a limit order. As I said earlier, this allows you to define the price that you want to open a position at. As with a market order, first select your trading pair. Again, we're going to go with BTC USDT. And just make sure that the leverage and the margin modes are where you want them to be. This time though, we need to make sure that we click the Limit tab from the top of the trading section of the screen. In this example, we'll say that we think that Bitcoin is going to come down a bit further. We're currently at $84,500, but we believe the price may drop further before rising. So we're going to put an entry price in at 84,300 USDT. In the amount field, I'm entering 200 USDT since I'm 2x leverage. Again, you can then put in your take profit and stop loss prices, which I'm not going to do for now, but it is recommended to set these up. If we then open long, we can see the breakdown of our order and the liquidation price, which is all the way down at $42,213 if the order executes. Let's confirm. And our order is now pending and will only execute if Bitcoin drops to 84,300 USDT. Over on the chart, you'll then see there's a line in green, and that's the order waiting to enter the trade. If the price comes down to that, the trade will automatically open up. Under Open Orders at the bottom of the screen, you'll see our limit open long position, and we can edit the price or move it up or down the chart by right-clicking. And you can also set up your take profit and stop losses from here. Because the trade hasn't opened, this doesn't appear in our positions, and we'll find all the details under the Open Orders instead. If you want to cancel your order, if for example you feel that it's never going to reach your price point, or if you think that you've made a mistake, you can cancel an order if it's still open and it hasn't been filled, by choosing cancel, or you can actually do this on the chart as well by clicking the X icon. A short limit works in the exact same way, only the reverse. So the current price of Bitcoin is now at 84,500 USDT, but maybe you believe the price will go up slightly before dropping. Well, if we enter in 84,700 with an amount of 200 USDT and open short, the liquidation price is now $126,859. So I've got some breathing space here. Then confirm. Your order is now pending and will only execute if Bitcoin rises to 84,700 USDT. And you'll find your limit order over on the chart showing up in that red box. And if Bitcoin reaches $84,700, the order automatically executes and your short position opens. If Bitcoin doesn't rise to this level, the order remains pending and you can cancel or adjust it at any time. Now, if you've been successful in your trades, you've closed them and you've managed to lock in some profits, you might want to withdraw them. Now, this could be to an external wallet if you're no longer trading with it, or you might be sending this across to another exchange so you can cash it out for fiat currency. So how do we withdraw? We'll first need to transfer our funds from futures to spot. If you head to your profile icon from the top of the screen, you'll see there's an option to transfer. And you can then choose your asset, then transfer from futures to spot, and then select withdraw. First, we need to select which crypto you want to withdraw. Then select the network that you're going to send it on. And it's important to ensure that where you're sending it to supports the network you're sending your crypto on. These different networks will have varying prices and times, which may depend on how busy or congested the network is. Next, we need to paste in the receive or the deposit address of where we're sending our crypto to. And please just ensure this is correct and all the characters are entered before you proceed. Unfortunately, crypto transactions are non-retractable, and just by making small mistakes, it can mean that you lose your crypto forever. So just double check everything. And consider sending a small test amount first if you're feeling nervous, and especially when network fees are low. But that completes our Weex Futures tutorial. Don't forget to use the link in the video description to get the welcome bonuses. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give us a like and hit the subscribe button for more tutorials.